this video, I'm going to go over family Canidae and family Felidae. So 2 weeks ago, we looked at bears and raccoons, starting our journey through all of the carnivores of North America. Now we're going to talk about two more families. So what you'll notice about the skulls of canids and felids compared to the bears and the raccoons is that they have much sharper teeth because they are much more carnivorous than the omnivorous bears and raccoons. So these molars and premolars I would not call bunodont because they're not flat and all-purpose the way that the bears and the raccoons were. When you're looking at a dog versus a cat, the biggest and most obvious difference is the length of the snout or the rostrum. Dogs have this much longer snout, whereas cats, very, very short. Short, very powerful, cats super carnivorous. And you can tell that because when you look at a cat skull, you see very few teeth. They've eliminated kind of all the unnecessary teeth, and what's left are big, sharp teeth for shearing, including a massive carnassial. So we've talked about carnassial teeth the past 2 weeks. To review, the carnassial pair on placental carnivores is the two large cheek teeth that shear past each other. By definition, for these placental members of carnivora, the top carnassial is P4, the last premolar, and the bottom is M1, the first molar. Even if they have less than 4 total premolars, we still call this one P4, the fourth premolar, because they've lost some of the other ones. And if you're looking at any of the carnivores that we have in Montana, the cats will all have the largest carnassials. The dogs here will also have notable carnassials. We can see P4 over an M1 there. This is in contrast to last week where the bears and the raccoons, you couldn't really tell the carnassials. So now that we can see the carnassials, the P4 and the M1, now we can figure out which ones are premolars, which ones are molars, and we can use the carnassials to get a full dental formula for these species. So for example, in this one here, if we look at the top incisors, let's see if we can hold these so you can see both of them. And if you can't see this clearly, this is the puma. You'll be able to check the photos online. So I see 3 upper incisors, 3 lower incisors, 1 upper canine, 1 lower canine. Now we use the carnassial. This is the last premolar. So in front of it, 1, 2, and a teeny tiny little third. 3 upper premolars. Down here, 1, 2 premolars because this last one is M1, P4 over M1. So we have 3 over 2, and then we have 1 little hidden molar and 1 big giant molar. So 1 over 1. And you can do this with all the cats. You can do this with all of the dogs too. The dogs will have more teeth than the cats. One last thing about cats in general to note is the protractable claws. So as we can see on the skeleton here, the claws are all held in the kind of up, in place position, and then they can flex muscles to extend those claws. And you've probably heard about this before, or if you have cats, you're aware of this. So these protractable claws are just one other general thing to note.